My name is Ernest Lamothe. I'm a reporter for the Southland Journal.
I'm Maria Barlow. I'm an attorney.
And Maria, thank you very much for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Can you talk to us a little bit about your overall career?
Absolutely. So I'm a private practice practitioner. So I own my own firm. It's the Barlow Law Firm. I've had my own firm my entire career. Uh, I primarily practice in family law. So that's child support, child custody, divorce, and things in that realm. So most of my business is family business. I also practice estate planning. So I do some estate planning for some of my clients that are divorcing or have children, grandchildren. And then I do still carry self-defense. So concealed carry self-defense is if, someone that has their concealed carry license, law-abiding citizen gets into a shooting, they're going to need representation at the station and representation throughout trial if they're charged. I do that sort of work as well.
And can you talk a little bit about some of the reasons why you decided to run for the office?
Absolutely. So I have been in family court. I've been in court my entire career. Even before I started as a licensed attorney, I had what was called a 711 license, which is a license for senior students who, so you can practice in court under a licensed attorney. So when I got my 711 license, I got it early. I got it my junior year, if you will. And I practiced in traffic court. So I did hundreds of bench trials by the time I graduated. I've always been in front of judges. And one of the things that I've noticed over time is that, some of the time there's a lack of diversity and there's a lack of compassion. And, for me, this seat, the seat that I'm running for is in the area that I've lived in my entire life. I've had my career here my entire life. My office has always been in this area. So I would like to represent this area because I do bring that diversity. I do bring that experience. And I understand the difference between different areas on the South Side, for instance, right? If you're from Evanston or somewhere where you're not familiar with how the South Side is set up, you think that, you have people that are in Inglewood and they have the same issues as the Jeffrey Manor or as Hill Hill. And that's simply not true. You need someone on the bench that understands these are all South Side, totally different area, totally different issues. So you have to be able to recognize that, and you have to be able to maneuver and make your rulings and decisions based on that. And not only that, you want to have somebody, all too often, the people that appear in court look like me, and the people that make decisions on their cases don't. They don't have that experience. They don't have that background. And so it makes a difference in the outcomes for people who are appearing before the bench.
And can you talk a little bit about some of the issues that you're passionate about when it comes to law?
So I'm very big on family. Sorry, I have two dogs too. Hey. Hey. Look. Hold on a second. Can we pause it or no?
Yes.
Is that okay? So I am extremely passionate about all things family. And so the funny thing is, a lot of people assume because I do divorces that I am pro-divorce, and I'm really not. But I do divorce law and I do custody law because people have to remain intact as a family if there are children involved, even after the relationship ends. And so I'm very big on, hey, listen, you guys are ending, but this kid or these kids are going to have two different houses. You guys got to still function as a family to make it so that your kids are getting the best possible chance in life. And the only way that happens is from participation and cooperation of both parents. Listen, I get it. You don't get along, you don't like each other anymore, but you guys have something in common that you love and you want to see thrive and you want to see flourish, which is that kid. So when I'm doing my counseling for my clients, I'm working towards how do you guys make this better for your kids? Love to see families that stay intact, even if their relationship doesn't work. I'm very passionate about that. I come from a large family. It's 11 of us. I'm the youngest in my family. So I know what it feels like to have your mom and your dad in the house. I know what it feels like to have, a huge family, great siblings, great Christmas. And so I would hope that for all of the families that I interact with, even if you have to do this Christmas at mom's house with mom's family and next Christmas at dad's house with dad's family, or sometimes you split between both every year. So long as you guys are staying intact and in valuing the days and times that you have together. Because guess what? If COVID showed us nothing else, tomorrow's not promised to the young, to the old, to all those in between. So love on the people you love while they're here, because if not, it's going to be too late.
And what got you into law just to begin with when it comes to just the sheer passion I see when you're talking about it?
So big family, right? 8 brothers. I'm the youngest. So I've got 8 older brothers. When my brothers would go out, my brothers would get stopped for mob action. Why? Because they're 8 young Black men walking down the street. And it looks like mob action to an onlooker who is not familiar with the area or just doesn't like the idea of a group of Black boys going down the street. So there were often times that they got stopped, they got searched, they got questioned just for being Black and brothers walking down the street. And just throughout my childhood, throughout my teenage years, there are times that my brothers have been accused of crimes and they have been arrested or just gathered up, if you will, to be taken in for this or that. And to me, it was just always very unfair. And so when I started my career, I wanted to be able to do something to change that. That was my passion when I started. But some kind of way, family law ended up more on my lap in making me work that area of law versus criminal law. It's family law just literally picked up, just grabbed me in its clutches and took me away. And I just continued in that field.
And the final question is, there anything else you'd like to add in general that maybe I didn't ask?
I just encourage everybody to make sure that they vote, make sure that they give themselves a choice. If you're in my sub circuit, I definitely ask for your vote. I think that I'm very qualified as far as my legal background, as well as my experiences with the community and in the community. And I didn't just move here. I lived here my entire life. My birth certificate has my mother's address on it, where I lived my entire life, where she's raised us all, and as well as, 65 grandchildren. So I am a person that is entrenched and part of the community, not just claiming it, actually living it.
Well, thank you once again for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Truly.